Hi everyone, in this lecture we are going to talk about CSS paddings. So we have already covered the content section or content component of this CSS box model. The next one is going to be CSS paddings. CSS paddings are spaces that we provide between the content and the borders just to make the content look a little bit better. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the application of CSS paddings. I'm going to provide an H1 and I'm going to say the ultimate HTML-CSS guide. There we go. And I'm going to provide a paragraph as well. I'm going to say lorem 150, a little bit more than usual. I've already connected our HTML with the CSS. So let's dive into the CSS file. Now I'm going to grab this section, I'm going to select it using the element name, using element selector, and I'm going to provide it with a background color. Now, the background color this time is going to be that repetitive one that we have already talked about, light gray. Let's save that. And now you can see that we have this background color. But what is the issue here? What is the thing that we need to fix to make this content look a little bit better? Now, you could see that this background color, the text starts right off of the edge of the background color. There is no spacing between the edge of the background and the text. It is very close together, and this makes reading this a little bit difficult, and it doesn't look that good. So let's go ahead and let's provide some padding for it. Before actually providing padding, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this box model open. Let's just bring this one down. There we go. So the box model is open. For now, we don't have any padding. But why do we have 4 hyphens? We have hyphen top, right, bottom, and then we have left. It means that padding accepts 4 values. So we could set a padding for top, for right, for left, and for bottom. Let's go ahead and let's see that in action. The property name is going to be padding, and then you need to specify which direction. Let's go with the top. So this is padding top is the property name. What is the value? For now, we are going to suffice to using pixels. We are going to come back to CSS units later in the CSS section. Don't worry about that. Up until then, we are just going to go ahead and, for the most part, talk about pixels. So we are going to say 10 pixels. And when I save it, you're going to immediately see that this title, the Ultimate HTML CSS Guide, it is shifted downwards a little bit. So there is like an extra space, an extra padding, so the content looks good. Let's save that. There we go. So you can see that this extra shift that we have there. Okay, let me just select this section first. There we go. So if we come here, we can see that the padding top value from hyphen, it has changed to 10. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit, and let me just put it in a good place. There we go. So now it is padding 10. And when you go over that, it says padding equals 10. Padding is highlighted using this light green color. We could also provide a padding on the right. So I'm going to say padding right. And I'm going to set it to 15 pixels, a little bit bigger. And there we go. The text shifts towards the left. We could also provide padding on the bottom of our section. And this is going to be padding bottom. Let's put it to 20 pixels. And it is shifted towards up, this text. It's not actually shifted. That's something that I'm telling you just to make it a little bit more, a little bit easier to understand this process of applying paddings, applying styles. I just want you guys to understand it better. It's not actually shifting. The width and the height of this content is actually the width and the height of this box, which is a section element. It is increasing. That's why there is that extra space coming in. The reason that I'm just telling you shifting is because that is easier to imagine, I believe. So let me just zoom out a little bit. So we have 10 for top, 15 for right, 20 for bottom. We could also provide 1 for left. There we go. So I'm going to say padding left. Let's put it to 25. There we go. So we have padding top, right, bottom, and left. And they're increasing by 5 pixels. And you can visualize that in the box model as well. Now, writing all these values is a little bit repetitive and it takes a little bit more time. The reason that I've provided them in this specific order is because we do have a shorthand in CSS for padding, and that is just writing padding itself. So it accepts 4 values, 2 values, and 1 value. If you provide 4 values, each value will be for each individual site. So I'm going to say 10 pixel. And then I'm going to say 15 pixels, and then I'm going to say 20 pixels and 25 pixels. So how do you know which is top, which is right, which is left? Starting from the first value, this is always top, and then move clockwise, right, bottom, and then left. That's why I've provided these specific or individual site padding values in this order. So we have top, right, bottom, and left. And if I comment these ones out and if I save it, nothing changes. We have 10, 15, 20, and 25. Now, this is when the padding property has 4 values. What if the padding property has 2 values? What if you want to provide the same padding for top and bottom and the same padding for left and right? So if you say 10 pixels and 20 pixels, 10 pixels will be set to top and bottom, and 20 pixels will be set for right and left. Let's save that. There we go. So top and bottom in the box model, you can see it is 10. Left, right, and left, they are 20. There we go. And if you see that there is one value, like let's say 25, this value is going to be applied universally on all 4 sites. So we have tops 25 pixels, right, bottom, and left, all 4 of them 25 pixels. There we go. You can see that 25, 25, 25, and 25. Usually, this is what we are going to do. For the most part, what we want to have is a uniform padding all around our content. With this, the lecture of padding comes to an end. See you in the next one.